7 British words that are catching on in America. I'm interested to see what kind of words are catching on in America, and you guys can let me know if they are or not, or if you guys started saying them. Do you know what I actually find pretty cool? I know that I pick up a lot of American words in my vocab now, but you guys have been letting me know in the comments that you guys have been picking up words from me. You guys have been telling me stories. You've noticed that you said words that you never said before that I've said. That's always cool to find out and stuff. So yeah, looking forward to getting into this. Before we do, appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. And yeah, let's see what words are catching on in America.
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to words.
I am ready.
Specifically, words that are widely used in one country and have started catching on in the other.
Okay.
In this, part 1 of a 2-part series, I'll be igniting your brains with 7 British English words that have recently started infiltrating English in the United States.
I'm
I
interested.
know what you're thinking. Ooh, Lawrence, are you just going to ignore the countless American words recently adopted by Brits?
I think we've done this one already.
No, that's coming
the American
in part
words.
2. So if you'd like to get notified of that video and haven't had a chance to subscribe, do that now.
That was a good video.
But in piecing together this video, I took to social media to ask my American viewers to name the one British word they use the most.
Oh, wait, that's actually good. Comment down below the words that you find that yourself use now that are British words.
From the thousands of comments we received, some words showed up considerably more often than others.
Okay.
Which brings us on to this list. Here are 7 British English words that might be catching on in the United States.
Wonky.
And we start the list with a relatively recent word
That's
in
wonky.
British English.
The word wonky, in the sense of askew, cropped
Oh my
up
God, that is
shortly after
wonky.
World War One.
Indeed, I recall it being used frequently during my own life in Britain, which is not surprising given that I could never keep my glasses straight.
See, I know that people do say wonky in the UK, but I don't really use the word wonky.
While the turn of this
Maybe
century saw a
sometimes.
rapid increase in the word's use in British English books, the same appears to be true in US markets.
Oh, wow, okay.
Largely, this spike may have been the result of books that originated outside
wow.
of the US, such as Craig Smith's The Wonky Donkey.
The wonky
With the author
donkey.
of that book being a New Zealander, it's worth noting that some British slang has long since caught on in other countries where English is a prominent language.
Right.
Indeed, Melissa on Facebook noted, I had an Aussie university professor and on the first day said something was wonky and then dodgy. I've used both terms ever since.
Oh, really? Bloody hell. Okay. A lot of UK people say bloody hell. A lot do.
Perhaps the oldest word on
Bloody
this list,
hell.
bloody hell, is so synonymous with British speak that it's almost become a parody of itself. In
Right.
fact, during my time on the American stage, a playwright once changed a line for me specifically so that it would read bloody hell instead of god damn it. That's a true story.
Bloody
The
hell.
intensifier bloody is thought to have originated in the 17th century.
A
Okay.
once highly offensive swear word, its impact has softened in recent decades.
Was it?
To the extent that it was even
Oh, wait. What? Bloody was a swear word? Really?
referenced in those Harold Potter books.
Indeed, YouTube commenter Andy Joe 522 chose bloody hell as his most used British phrase because, quote, I blame Ron Weasley. And it seems he's not alone, with instances of bloody hell skyrocketing in American English texts since the year 2000.
Oh, okay.
In fact, responding on Threads, Canadian comedian and most famous person I sort of know, Brent Butt, took things a step further and suggested f***ing hell.
As ever, I proudly share the
Wait, do people not say that phrase much in America? Because if you guys ever join my Twitch, twitch.tv/L3WG, all right? If you guys don't join there, first of all, why not? You should be. Secondly, you know I say that a lot.
Hell.
As ever, I proudly share those sentiments.
Brilliant.
While both
Okay.
countries use brilliant in its original sense, as in sparkling with light,
Brilliant.
British people employ it to describe someone or something that is amazing, fantastic,
Right.
the dog's bollocks.
Okay.
In America, I more often hear it specifically to describe somebody who's intelligent, which is why it's rarely used around me. That said, I have encountered the occasion.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So, yeah, we'll be like, oh, that's brilliant, mate. Like, oh, good job. right? But you guys are using it as like, you're brilliant, like you're very smart. Okay.
Occasional American who uses it the British way.
Like, for example, Vicky on Twitter, who responded with brilliant, which I've been saying since I heard the 10th Doctor say it.
But even Doctor Who would have a hard time unpacking the data on this, which is muddied by the fact that the word has several definitions.
Okay.
At the very least, the two-word phrase, that's brilliant, is found with increasing frequency in American English text since the start of the 21st century.
Okay. Oh, gobsmacked. It took me a second to realize what this word was. Gobsmacked.
Despite
I don't know
the
how to say
occasional
this.
earlier use, gobsmacked really only burst onto the British scene in the early 80s, a
Right.
bit like the whisper bar or a certain YouTube sensation.
The brilliance of this word is that it physically encapsulates what it describes.
In other words, one's gob, as in mouth, is smacked, causing it to make an O shape.
And something that left me gobsmacked was the sheer number of Americans who profess to use it.
Okay.
As ever, its growing popularity among American Anglophiles.
You know what? I don't think I've ever used it. Like, I've obviously said gobsmacked, but I don't think I've ever used the word as like saying something. I don't think I've ever been like, oh, wow, I'm gobsmacked.
owes much to books, film, and television. But, according to Chris on Facebook, the term is also known among fans of another product of the early 80s, Warhammer.
Despite Googling this, I'm still none the wiser as to what this entails or what a Warhammer is.
Right.
Perhaps I'll be gobsmacked when I find out.
Maybe.
Either way, instances of gobsmacked in American English books have soared in recent years, as British literature continues to make its way across the pond.
Time will tell whether or not it will catch on with the wider population.
Yo, it is proper. Okay. So yeah, I have said proper quite a few times. A lot of UK very, very, very proper popular word. Proper popular word. But yo, it's actually really interesting to me that like British words are picking up in America. Because I know like in the UK, we're taking so many of your words. We really are.
I heard it once said that British people use the word proper more times in a day than Americans do in a lifetime.
Right.
And the thing is, we don't just use it, we do so in a number of ways.
Proper good.
At
that
British
is, mate.
organisations, proper can refer to the moral character of a prospective appointment, and whether or not he or she passes the so-called fit and proper person test.
Oh, like they're proper. So like they're okay.
It can be used as an intensifier similar in meaning to very or extremely, as
Right.
in Lost in the Pond is a proper brilliant YouTube channel.
Like my channel is proper amazing, so make sure you subscribe. Okay? It's like very good, proper good.
Not my words. They are my words. It can also be used to describe something as the genuine article. Arthur is a proper
that is
dog, isn't he?
proper.
And it
Right,
appears
yeah.
to be this definition that Americans in my comments section have latched onto.
Oh,
With
okay.
Cheryl on Facebook offering up proper, as in a proper city. However, despite
Right.
the word cropping up numerous times on my social media feeds, it's actually seen a century of steady decline, not just in Britain, but America.
Often,
okay, less people
enthusiasm for
using it.
British English among American Anglophiles is not shared among the wider American public. In hindsight, this might be one of those times.
Right. Chuffed. Oh, okay, good chuffed. Okay, this isn't a part of my vocab, but like a lot of people will say, yeah, I'm chuffed.
Don't often smile, but when I do, it's because my 6-year-old niece drew this many pictures for my birthday.
In Britain, we might say I was chuffed to bits.
Right,
But chuffed
yep.
to bits, or just simply chuffed, is another way of saying I'm really pleased right now.
It is derived from the Northern English word chuff, which used to mean puffed with fat, but these days is a synonym for arse.
Anyway,
Okay.
when I use chuffed in the United States, my fellow Americans look at me as if I'm speaking anything other than English. However, among the American Anglophiles who make up a large portion of my subscriber base, it seems to be catching on.
Take, for example,
Really?
YouTube commenter Rubricity, who told me, I recently cracked someone up when I said I was chuffed about something, but in an American accent.
Which means, I suppose,
Wait, yeah, you know what, actually? I can't imagine these words being said in an American accent. Bro, I need to hear
you
them.
were both chuffed about something.
Once again, American readers have at least become more exposed to the word, with a sharp increase in instances since the end of the 20th century.
Sorted.
Perhaps the word I was most surprised
Okay.
to see coming
I
up
might
again
have
and
used this
again in
word
your
quite a
comments
bit.
was the word sorted. Not because I didn't think it could catch on in America, but because it didn't occur to me that Americans don't already use it.
And then I paused, stared
Yeah, I thought sorted would just be one of those words just like, just casually used by anyone who speaks English, really.
off into the middle distance and realised Americans do use it, but only in the sense of
Like, I sorted that out.
organised.
In Britain, it
Yeah,
has one or two
I
other
sorted it out.
meanings.
Organised.
In addition to the example I just used, Brits might say sorted when something has been resolved, as in the British Transport Police slogan, see it, say it, sorted. Many may even be familiar with the English YouTube channel Sorted Food, who famously use the word upon the completion of a recipe.
And back when I were a lad, people in Grimsby...
See, I wouldn't really use it that way. I kind of just use it as like the organised way, but yeah, people do use it that way, obviously.
Even used it to mean brilliant, as in the new chippy is proper sorted, mate.
Right,
Even
yeah,
I'm confused
I can hear
at this
that.
point.
Nonetheless, the
that.
word showed up countless times underneath my posts on Facebook, Twitter, Threads, and YouTube. And if you're not following me on those platforms, sort that out now. Moreover, sorted has featured in a significantly higher percentage of American English texts since the end of the 1900s.
Okay, interesting.
With a fine example being Agent Alfie by, quote, the best-selling author of Doctor Who.
Sorted.
If this list has taught me anything, it's that even recent British
though.
English words have the capacity to reach the United States. In fact, it could be argued that the internet has only increased this capacity, perhaps to a level not seen in more than a century.
Facts. The internet's definitely gonna make it like you guys use more British words and we use more American words. Like you guys use words that I've been saying, you know what I mean? Some of the words that you guys have found that you've been saying is like, was it mad or crazy? I think it's mad. Like, you know, when I'm like, oh, that's mad. You guys have been telling me you've been saying that and you don't normally say that. But yo, it's always interesting to me. So yeah, please let me know in the comments what kind of British words you've been picking up, or like words that you picked up from me. I really want to find that out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG if you guys want to check me out over there. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.